On this episode of Buff's Garage, I'm going to get this Chevelle out of this abandoned junkyard and, well, try to drive it out in less than a week. I'm sure it'll be fine.
Chevelle is pretty generous.
Here at Buff's Garage, I handle all of my merch in-house, and trying to find the best shipping rates can be a real challenge. And that brings us to the sponsor of today's video, ShipStation. With ShipStation, you can find everything you need to get your orders out to your customers in one place. They're connecting over 200 sales channels, comparing rates from UPS, USPS, and FedEx to find you the best rate and the best solution for your order. If you have negotiated rates, you can bring those with you, and with discounts within ShipStation, you can save up to 90% off. You can set up time-saving automations where ShipStation picks the best carrier, gets you the best rate, prints out labels in bulk, sends out the tracking updates. Done. 1 million businesses have trusted ShipStation, and with the amount of orders I have coming into buffsgarage.com, I trust them too. Try ShipStation for free for 60 days with no credit card needed and full access of all the features. Go to ShipStation.com, use code BUFFS for 60 days free. And 60 days gives you plenty of time to see exactly how much money and time you're saving using ShipStation. That's ShipStation.com, code BUFFS. ShipStation.com, code BUFFS. I want to thank ShipStation for sponsoring this video. Let's get back to work. So this is a 1969 Chevelle. I don't know a lot about it other than it's here. I really wanted to do this 1968, and the reason, well, you'll see why we pivoted, but my first car was a 1968, and growing up I really wanted to keep that car. Dad made me sell it. Really a tragic story. Pretty sure I got caught driving too fast down a back road and somebody called Dad. And yeah, so he made me sell it, and it just broke my heart. So when I saw the 68 Chevelle, I rekindled that love for my first car, and I wanted to build it. And well, yeah, it's not very buildable. I mean, this side looks fine. I don't see the problem. But you know, the other side isn't. So even though this is legit 1968, which is what I really wanted, it's probably not the best rebuilder to achieve my goal of building first car again. So we're gonna hit up that 69. It's the right color for me. I wanted blue, and we'll just use this one for all the cool parts.
You get a lot of parts you're gonna need here.
Yeah.
Thing is, out of 68 versus 69, there's a few key differences. The dash is different, quarter panel, marker light.
Wing window.
The door has a wing window as opposed to being a full glass pane. But you have a 68 dash right here. It's actually not half bad. It's got your glove box. I mean, all the metal's there. It's not rusty or anything. You have a dash harness. You're gonna need that.
Gas pedal.
Yeah, throttle pedal. Heater box assembly. I mean, this thing has a lot of stuff that other car doesn't have. I think between the two, you make one. You're missing control arm assemblies on the other car.
Right.
We still got to find a spindle, but that's all stuff we should get into later.
What'd you find there?
New Coke. Huh?
Yeah. Pull tab.
That's Coke, not Coca-Cola. That's right. When they worst marketing flop ever.
So walking by, there's a lot of... What happened?
Oh, nothing. This is a great rear end. You should definitely use it.
So walking by, we saw this car. A lot of the good stuff's gone, but this is a GS Buick, and that's kind of pretty cool. What did you see?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You don't want that one.
No. So as we walk around, we're just kind of scoping out what parts will fit the A-body, and we're going to do everything we can to assemble this completely out of junkyard parts. Yes, you can go online and buy pretty much every part for the car. But what's the fun in that?
You also have to be, you know, independently wealthy.
Yes, which I am not. I'm a YouTuber. I don't have that. So we're going to scavenge as much as we can. Hey, those work good. Out of this junkyard. So this car basically just needs, well, everything. But that's okay. We've got a lot of options here in the yard, and what we can't find, we're gonna hunt around the local area for if we have to.
One thing, this yard is closed down. It is not open to the public. I have access to this yard, but most people do not. So please respect this yard or suffer the consequences.
Yeah, we're trying to bring all these cars back to life the best that we can, but we're doing so with special permission. No offense, but you ain't got the permission. So stay out, give us the opportunity to build these cars without destroying them like some people have already done. Don't have to do exhaust, it's already there. And because it's the desert, it's fine.
It is a V8 car, as we can tell by the mounts.
Manual brakes.
No AC.
Yeah, the white car's AC, which would be fine, except this gives more room for a bigger engine later.
No power steering. In fact, no steering at all.
Yeah, well, that was optional for 69.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Drive-by-wire.
Yeah, it looks straight. Definitely straighter than the other. Yeah, it's got a little kink here. That's fixable.
Oh, this is a builder.
Yeah.
This car is buildable. It really is. It's not bad.
I've seen people pay a lot more for a lot less.
No, this thing is, I mean, there's not much here, but I mean, it's solid. It's not rusty. The frame's good. Well, you know, it's not bad. I'm going to start with spindle. Oh my God. Look at that.
Well, the shock's in it, so the spring's not going to blow out immediately.
Whee! All we need is a spindle.
So if you remember back, Dalton and I worked on a Ford Custom 500 at PBG West, and part of my payment for that were these cool Krager wheels with tires that hold air, and that's a win. We're going to go ahead and throw these on the front on the one that we have, and then we'll start hunting for the other. Oh yeah.
Hey, look at there, you're 25% done.
I want to thank lugnutguys.com for sending me a set of new lug nuts. Sure makes this a whole lot easier than digging through the yard finding them. I guess here we go with the first new parts of the build. Bearings sound great.
Uh-huh.
Like they're not really grinding, they're just smooth.
Just pack them, you'd be good to go. Oh, cool, all my sockets are gone.
A couple, yes. I couldn't find them whenever I wondered if they migrated.
They may have. There you go, that's what you're working with.
Extra long.
It's better to have a little too much, you know?
Okay.
Unilug, you gotta snug each one just slightly. Car's got lug nuts are worth more than the car is.
I know.
So goal here really is get car to a mobile state, right? We're obviously going to have to put a motor in it at some point.
Yep.
And that means this thing needs to be able to move around. Because there is a gantry hoist in the yard way the hell over there. I think we can probably make use of that, but we got to get it there.
Got to get it to there, yeah.
So, and by that same logic, that means we get to have, you know, the running gear assembled, your suspension. Those aren't for this.
Oh.
Look like Chrysler. Here, this one's for this.
Yeah, that looks better.
There you go. Let's go find some control arms.
Yeah.
There might be some here.
Back to the Buick here.
So that'll get your upper one, and then it's going to be 2 3/4 down on the lower side.
Gotcha. Oh, this junkyard stuff.
The beauty of the GMA body is that they're all the same. Everything interchanges with everything. Buick, Olds, Pontiac, Chevy, it's all the same. In fact, even the body panels will bolt on. I mean, it won't look right.
Yeah, they won't look the same.
But they will bolt to the same A-pillar, B-pillar, C-pillar assembly. You got done yet?
Almost. You know, ratcheting wrench would have been great, but I brought nothing. So I thank you for letting me use your tools. I was so confident we'd get it going without doing much.
Oh yeah. Yeah, the car with nothing.
The car with nothing.
At least the car I bought here has other cars.
Yeah. Hey, this is a different but same car.
Yeah, no, this one's a lot better.
But I don't want a Buick GS.
Nobody wants a 69 Buick. This is going to be so much fun to do without any safety precautions.
Or the proper tools.
Hey, I have a ball joint separator for some reason.
That's actually pretty crazy.
Never leave home without it. We got to get the tie rod separated and try to salvage the nut because we're going to need that. And hey, you got your work cut out for you.
Yeah, it'll be fine.
Sway bar is optional, so who cares?
I mean, even the cotter pin's moving still.
I bet you $1 you could break that nut loose with the pliers.
And tight, there we go. Oh, nope. But it was close.
It is. 5/8?
5/8.
No, we don't have one of those. Adjustable it is.
Yes. Because the truck is all the way over there.
Too far.
Ooh.
A little stuck, huh?
I just don't think I had a good bite on it. Did you bring a hammer?
Yeah. Yeah, I brought one.
Oh, this?
Yeah, you already got it.
Oh, okay.
Now that is a ball joint separator.
I see that.
Yes. Much better hammer.
Just keep hammering. The desert's usually nicer to us than this. Bigger hammer. Hammer broke. Hey, I need that under fender well.
Yeah.
Bumper jack.
Got it.
Nailed it.
Woo!
It's because I put my foot on it.
That's what it was.
Yep. Is that 3/4, 11/16?
All of the above.
Okay.
I can't believe I removed that with a bumper jack. Genius.
I can wedge this in there, but I can't get the...
Have you tried to spin it yet?
No. No. Adjustable wrench. Out of adjustment.
You haven't adjusted it correctly?
No.
You know what's really cool? Is that control arm's under pressure.
Oh, yes, this is going to cut my arm off.
It might.
Okay.
Beautiful.
Save nut. So I've been fighting this control arm bolt. It just doesn't want to come out of there. And this one's also not wanting to move. And then it dawned on us that we have a ball joint separator, and that's all we need is the spindle. We're not that smart. I think we started down that path because we didn't know we had a ball joint separator, and then later found one, and well, here we are.
So, we're dumb.
I know, I said this already. Apparently you got to drive that cotter pin all the way out.
No, you got this. Come on. All you got to do is get it to move once. Well, we don't need the ball joint anymore, so.
Something about that cotter pin, it just holds it in.
You got most of it out.
Mm-hmm.
There
Yeah.
you go. Or did it break the ratchet?
No, I think it went. Might have broke the ratchet.
It's going.
It is. Hammer's working.
There you go. Other hammer.
Sledge. Desert sledge is working.
You know, we could have gone back to the house and got a hammer by now.
We could have gone to Harbor Freight and bought one down the road. But this is a budget build.
Spring pressure? No.
Yeah. Upgraded hammer? Yeah.
She popped. Cool.
That was only an hour of our lives.
Yeah.
Alright. Long extension. We tried it. Didn't work. And now get barbaric on it. Those are probably numbers matched.
They are original shocks.
Yeah, well, not anymore.
It's just that easy.
See, I put the jack under it, it worked.
It did.
Yeah. This is why you get yourself a buddy, because it takes a team to make this happen.
No, Buff. The internet says I hate you.
Oh, that's right.
I assumed this would be easier than separating the ball joint, but beautiful.
And it was that easy. I don't know why anybody doubted it.
Hey, the bushings are pretty good in the upper control arm, so upgrade maybe.
Yeah.
Well, let's go put that on the other car. See, man, these bushings are shot. That's why we needed it.
However, those are still better than the ones that were in the El Camino when you lent it to me. Pry tool.
Yes, pry tool / hammer.
And adjustable wrench. Goal achieved. It's actually not a bad one. Might save that.
Keep it. Locking pliers?
Yep.
Nice.
Yep, just had to adjust the locking pliers.
Okay. Hammer? Hammer.
We're just tapping it. It's fine.
And that input shaft, I'm taking that home. That's a hammer.
That is permanent hammer. There we go. Try to be somewhat professional here.
And that thing doesn't move at all. There you go. My wheel sucked down.
Yep, I think we're good now.
I'll keep some weight on it.
It's moving.
Yay! Beautiful. That tie rod is in mint condition.
The other one was better.
But this one is aligned.
And it's already in the car. So
That makes it right.
yep.
Let's get a steering box, Buff.
Yeah, I really want to see the wheel on it, but we need to get access to these holes. So let's go get a steering box. Maybe a column? I don't know. Box for sure, and then we'll go from there. Now, although this place has been picked pretty clean, there's still a few nuggets out there, and there's a couple of A-bodies, and I think we saw a GTO. Before you start ranting and raving about cutting up or tearing apart a GTO, well, just look at it. It's got a good brake pedal. Transmission's in there.
So this is actually a 69 GTO.
It's got a little rebuilding left to do.
One problem you'll have, Buff, depending on what you want to do for a shifter though, is it's a GTO, it's a floor shift. Also the column's locked.
Oh.
We can fix that.
Well, we can find another one.
We maybe look around a little more.
Yep.
It's got a rag joint and a box.
Oh, was this one a Buick or a Le Mans?
It's a 68 Pontiac.
Oh. Okay. No column.
Look at that.
Cross member.
You're gonna need that.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a Tempest actually.
Only because we're a little lazy. We're gonna go check out this other Pontiac over here. Try to see if there's one that doesn't require us to remove the pitman arm.
I'm taking this car home.
You're taking this car home?
Yeah,
This is a little better than the stuff you normally drive.
I've got fenders and a nose for it. It's got a 4-shift column in it.
All right, this is a pretty cool car.
This car is a builder. Pretty good builder, actually.
Well, that means we're still on the search. We will hunt for convenience.
Whatever the easiest one to remove is,
Yeah.
the one we want.
We definitely found multiple ones that we could take, but they all require effort. Well, that's right. There's a yellow Buick over here, and it's got the column already out of it. So maybe, I don't know. Let's go look. All right. So here's a column already busted.
Does it turn? No. Yeah. Is the steering box disconnected?
Steering box still on the pitman arm.
I say we pulled it. If you're going to deal with it, you may as well get the good floor shift column out of that GTO.
The first one.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, we're back at the GTO. Thought process was we'll just take the whole column and everything in one. If we've got to bust a pitman arm anyway, might as well take the whole assembly and be done. Yeah, it's a good fuel pump. All right, well, I'm getting this cotter pin loose so we can get the bolt out on this pitman arm. Dalton started popping the column apart. We'll just get it all out as one unit. No! Answer is no.
You got to be kidding. It was...
They had the key, but it doesn't go to this car?
No, I guess not.
Well, just leave it in there and we'll figure it out later.
Yeah.
Look at that steering wheel. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, 69 goats in good shape.
Well, this is the only bolt that's looked like this. The other two look pretty good. We might scavenge around and find an extra one. This one, not so good. We have success.
Very
so
good.
we got a column, steering box.
Tore the rag joint.
It'll get us home.
It'll do what it needs to do for now.
Yeah, then we'll fix it later.
The steering column is literally worth more than your car. I can't believe it's still in here.
I paid for whatever parts I needed, so
That's the deal.
yep.
This has brake pedal and throttle pedal assembly.
I know, I'm kind of wanting them.
They're the chrome.
I know they match. I like them a lot.
And you know what, man? I mean, even this thing, this is as bad as it gets. There's still a ton of good parts left on here. We cannot let them get crushed.
Well, we've got our steering box and our column. Let's go assemble.
We do have a place to bolt a steering column.
Oh, good. I also stole another bolt out of the other Pontiac over there.
Same steering box for all GM cars, so they have 4 ears. Some use...
When was the last time I worked on a GM car?
You have a lot more car here than you did already.
It's parts of lots of cars. Yeah. We're almost ready to hook that up and steer it.
There's a chance that this is a fast ratio box. I didn't look at the numbers, but it is out of a GTO. It might be. Oh, it's nice in here.
Hey, don't mess up my interior.
Oh,
Too far. Let me line this bugger up here.
you know, Buff,
But
this is a stick shift car.
this is?
Well, somebody hacked the hole in the floor. But see this right here?
Yep.
Clutch safety switch. Probably a 3 on the tree.
Yeah, I would guess so.
Yeah, and then they put a floor shift in.
Well, now I can still put a floor shift in.
That's cool.
I wouldn't mind having a 4-speed, but we don't have one.
Money, money, money.
Yeah, we don't have one.
There's the ashtray.
Anything in it?
Nope.
You gonna put something in it? Hey, you know what would really help?
What?
You broke that column.
Oh, to spin it?
Yeah.
I can try.
Be gentle on her.
Yeah, right. Oh wait, we have a key. I need a smacking instrument and some TB blaster.
Smacking instrument.
We should maybe try the key. Pliers.
It just may not be the right key.
Maybe we can force it.
Oh, it is the right key.
It's the right key.
Nice.
Dude.
Now. Yes.
Dude. What are the odds? Dude, when I moved that column, it fell from like up in the dash, like somebody had left it there. Wow.
Okay, so little wins here in the junkyard. I cannot complain about that. So we'll get our steering shaft lined up here. Pretty close. There we go. All right, turn the wheel. Right. Yeah, perfect. We now have a steering system.
Let me bolt the column in.
Oh, this is so cool.
You got we're halfway there.
Halfway.
Actually feels good.
It looks good. Oh man.
We put it in upside down.
Oh, the steering?
Wait, is that straight?
That's straight.
That's right then. We're good.
How did we accidentally do it right? Look at that car. Oh man. Guys, I can't even tell you how excited I am. We've only been here about half the day, but yeah, front suspension, steering, wheels. Now we just gotta tackle the back end. We gotta find axles. That's gonna be the big thing. And once we locate those, get those wheels on there, we're gonna roll it all the way up to the giant gantry crane over there. Maybe we can find us an engine transmission to throw in this thing. There it is. On his front wheels with the steering. Dalton's exploring the trunk.
Look at this. Look how rock solid this thing is. I couldn't put a screwdriver through there if I wanted to.
And that's the whole point. Yes, I could have found a more complete car somewhere else, but am I going to have to do a lot of sheet metal work? And the answer is no, not on this one.
Would it be 500 bucks?
It would not be 500 bucks. By the way, it's 500 bucks. That's what I paid for this. There's a chance I can get a title, and if not, Dalton knows a guy. Because there's the VIN, so we'll look into all that and try to get it titled. Definitely get it insured before I drive it home.
All right, so here's going to be the kicker. There are rear ends available. There's axles available around here, but it would probably be easier for us to just throw axles in it.
Dude.
Oh, you got a fuel tank.
And it's solid.
Hell yeah.
Still has exhaust under here.
Yeah. So,
what a good car.
This is a problem.
I see that.
So these are roller bearings, and no, they've been open for far too long. I don't know, man. Given the fact that they're desert cars, it won't be that hard to unbolt the rear end. We just have to wrestle it.
If we can find one that's equal to or better than this one, that's what we do. I just can't believe how good this is.
Hey, did you notice the two-tone?
Yeah.
Wow.
I'll show you the picture of what mine used to look like after Dad painted it, but it was originally blue and we painted it black. But if you can see it, that's what I want it to look like. But that's what this car is. It's that blue with the silver on the bottom. It's exactly what I wanted. So yes, it's not the right year, but it's everything else is what I want. So it's 1 year away.
And it's not whacked in the quarter
No,
panel.
it's 1 year off. It's going to be fine. There's a little rust back there, but nothing too bad. Well, we didn't bring jack stands because we knew we were working in dirt. So we went with these wheels. And the shake test actually, well, it's a little scary.
I mean,
just don't be under car.
yeah, right. All we got to do is pull the rear end.
Yeah, it'll be fine.
Yeah.
So we're pretty sure we don't want to try to rebuild this right here. We probably could.
Well, I mean, you could get the bearings and they'll have them. You would have to, these, they do press in, but they're not hard to do. Dude, that thing's been open for so long. I mean, I can see spider webs in there. You could probably get a shot of it. Hey, look, a hammer.
You're just finding hammers everywhere. Let's find a rear end. So as Dalton just explained, we can go with one of those Pontiac rear ends, but you got to use a different U-joint. I spied off camera earlier another Chevelle back here. I think it was stuffed in the corner because it's a four-door. Nobody wanted it, but I think the parts should be fine to interchange. It's Chevelle, it's got them, right? So here's the four-door donor. Also 69, see the rear marker? Everything's there. We don't have to look for anything.
Brakes and everything.
Wish we'd brought the cutoff wheel. Because then we could just throw it in.
Yeah, we could cut it out and then...
Yeah.
It'll drop on you. Or not. Just crawl right on in there.
Yeah, I'm only gonna die. Oh, look, a shovel.
I asked Jess to bring a hammer, as well as a cutoff wheel.
Wow.
I know.
Really high rollers in.
We're not going to retire the other hammer, though.
No, the other hammer comes with us.
Yes.
That'll be fun to get out. Get it from underneath, but then it's going to fall on my arm.
Why don't we just put it on the lift, Buff?
Yeah, we could just put this on the lift and we'd be done.
Let me hop in my helicopter, go to Harbor Freight real quick.
I'm fully committed to desert dirt at this point. Oh yeah. I'm only directly under this thing.
Yeah, you'll be fine. Why am I doing this?
Because I'm over here
No.
doing this one. Hey, you got it. Yeah.
Ooh, I even saved the bolt.
Nice.
Yeah, hit it. Ah, shit.
Yeah, that's the problem I had.
It broke free, though.
Yeah. Ready?
Hit it.
Oh, that was my... Yeah.
Nice. So, when do we get to go to Denny's?
Sun's not down yet. We're going to try to
Damn it.
run until the sun's down. Hold on. Sorry, that's right. There we go.
Ugh. All right. We're waiting on Jess, and she'll run the death wheel down here. We can get that rear end out. It's ready to go.
Yeah.
Meantime, we do need to be a little more gentle with yours, I think. So,
At least the parts we're going to actually reuse.
like shocks.
Right.
Yeah.
What just happened?
Oh, I almost died.
Well, we're back on the good Chevelle that we're going to use. That shock just came out.
I got the shock out, and then I almost died.
Yeah, I saw it fall.
Yeah.
So that is a factory original shock.
Yeah. Dude, you got to see this nut though. It's been buried forever. I don't know if we can get it back out of here.
That was one-time use.
Maybe.
Wow.
But it's still, the threads are clean as can be.
I just want to point out,
What's that, build sheet?
there's a build sheet under
Yeah.
this tank right there. I can see it. There's part of it.
Prepare for butthole pucker. Good thing we didn't bring the jack over here.
Yeah, I felt like we could just wing it.
There we go.
Thor and his mighty hammer.
Cool.
Okay, well now we just got 4 bolts and this is out.
Yep. Finally, we can get the donor rear end out of here. Maybe. I'll take that. Thanks.
What's that thing you say? Hit it with your You're getting there.
Yep. I'm just gonna have to do it the old-fashioned way, I think. Ugh. Son of a bitch. There we go. All right, that's probably good. Oh, give it up, bitch. Springs out. There you go. All right. Now there's a jack in the way.
Yeah.
There you go. Whew. Actually, the 4-door springs will give you a little rake.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah. Yep. All right, fine.
You're not sure.
Get her position. Okay. See that? That's it's trashed.
Yep, that's why we didn't work with that one. This one spins.
Mine rolls. It's really nice.
Oh wait, mine does too.
Hey.
We can get the pinion up. That's a weird looking rear end cover.
Down with the arm or up with the rear end? There you go.
There it is. Yeah.
All right, we should probably start those.
Oh, you son of a... Oh, you fucker.
All right, and while I'm under here, nearly dead, somebody give me that 19mm wrench.
Ready to die?
Send it.
Oh no.
The wrench.
Are you stuck?
I'm okay, wrench is not.
Well, we can get wrench. Alright.
Here we go.
Uppy, uppy, uppy.
Barely, barely, barely.
Don't die, don't die, don't die, don't die.
Oh, car's moving, that's good.
Yes, just hair more. There it is. Shock in place. Yeah, in about a half a day, we ended up getting this thing going from completely buried to almost on 4 wheels. And the only reason why the back 2 wheels aren't on yet is the tires are rotted and flat. And we're gonna go see if we can't hunt up 2 tires, get those swapped out, and then we will have a roller that also steers. It's pretty crazy.
Hey look, shock nuts.
There it is. Looked forever for that shock nut. There it is. All right, well, we'll fix that tomorrow as well as the wheels, and come back and get this thing maybe running. We have to find a drivetrain first. Well, I'm back this morning. We went ahead and dug around the junkyard last night, found a couple of tires that, like, one of these is a trailer tire, but we thought they might hold air compared to the 2 that we had on rims yesterday. Really, we just need them to hold air, stay on the rim long enough to get us to PBG West. Yesterday was a whirlwind of activity. We ended up putting a whole rear end in the back of this from another Chevelle. We've got front end parts off of a Buick GS. We got steering out of a GTO. So this really is a junkyard build, and I'm looking forward to seeing it roll. Some of you might be asking yourself, you know, they just built that new container shop. Why don't we just drag it back to that and work on it there? I wanted to see if I could take a car that's been sitting in a junkyard and bring it back to life with just the parts I had around me. Okay, let's get this thing out of the air, and then I gotta go and hunt for an engine and transmission and drive shaft and all kinds of, well, everything else. Okay, so I've been paying attention to Facebook and Instagram, and you guys are giving me lots of good ideas for a powertrain on this thing. Everything from a big block, which I do have plans for in the future, down to swapping in some random other engine like Ford Mustang or diesel, but also most of the GM stuff, BOP, Chevrolet, all that's been picked over pretty clean. So let's go take a walk around, see if we can find something. Like here's a Ford Fairlane. I'm not saying it couldn't be revived, but why put a Ford in a Chevy if I can find a Chevy? Ooh, Corvair, but no. Here's half of a second gen. Pretty cool. It's been pretty cut up. But yes, no engine. I mean, I know where there's a big block. And it is technically in the junkyard, but then I don't have a way back to PBG West. So let's just maybe not steal Dalton's big block this time. Here's an old Pontiac. Doesn't look too far gone. Well, here's the Buick GS again that we pulled the front spindle and brakes off of. And it doesn't look horrible. And BOP could fit in there. But unfortunately, I want to try to get as much as possible out of the junkyard, and I don't see another one around. Here's the thing, I can get really stupid and I can put like a Pontiac straight 8 in it. I could do a lot of things, but that's a V8 car. I want it to have a Chevy V8 in it. I plan on putting a big block in it at some point. There's no big blocks out here, not that I can find. So we're gonna have to step this up a little bit and see if we just can't find something ready to drop in. So I want to take a minute to address the one issue that I know was mentioned several times, that this car here, the 68, was completely unbuildable. All of that could be fixed. I'm not 100% determined that I won't come get this car at some point for 500 bucks. But also I could use almost all of the removable parts off of it for my 69, and it would still make me happy because I can do all the little bits to mine that's not 69 related. Like I can put doors with vent windows on them. I like that. People will hate that, but I'll love it, and that's what matters. There's no rear side marker lights on a 68, but there are on the 69. The rear taillights on the 69 are some of the most hideous taillights ever. 68, which they're gone, but they had a low pro taillight that just went right along that same trim piece right there. I really love it. So lots of little differences, but it's basically the same body car. I personally will get all the same love and enjoyment out of it as I did my first car. So this one's not going to go to waste. We've got extra fenders. We've got a door that can be salvaged, right? It's bashed in, but most of the damage is actually right here, not on the door. So if we can get it unlatched and unhinged, we can put this on the other car because it has no door. And a door is better than no door. All right, enough on this one. We'll come back to it when we steal more parts off of it. Which reminds me, best way to support the channel is hit up buffsgarage.com, grab some merch. I am out at PBG West right now, so orders won't be fulfilled until I get back. If you don't want to wait, you can always order later. You know, I understand. You order something, you don't want to wait a month to get it fulfilled. So I appreciate those that have ordered and are waiting patiently for me to get home. I just thank you all for allowing me to have this opportunity to live this life. Bring back the car of my dreams, my first car. I couldn't do it without you. Okay, I've worked my way around the yard. There's a few cars here. Here's a really, really rusted up hood open 289. Problem with hood open cars is you just never know until you dig in. It's missing distributor, missing a carburetor, missing a lot of parts. So all in all, I've kind of walked around this whole place and I haven't seen anything. Hey, there's a 3rd gen Trans Am. Now it's going to have a computer controlled TBI and 700 R4, but that could be an option if I can't find something like with points and I could just throw a 4-barrel on. It's there. Remind me later, it's there. I do have a 3rd gen just like that. Mine's an actual Trans Am, not a Firebird, but I don't know. I don't want to deal with all that. Yes, I can buy an intake and all that, but then what do I got? A 305? It'll get me out of the yard, I'm sure. We're going to find something. Hey, it's a make your own plate. It's perfect. You just put whatever registration numbers you want on it, put whatever expiration date you want on it. Also makes a good floor pan. So I think I've walked through most of the yard, and there are a couple of contenders that would take a ton of work, which I'm not opposed to work, obviously. Just I want to kind of get this car out of here on its own in the next couple days. So very few options that are actually viable. And I don't want to spend a ton of money on this engine right now because I've got a big block that you guys are going to see soon that I want to put in the car. And that's where I want to spend my money. I'm new to all this mechanicking stuff. I've only done it for a little while now, and I haven't ever built an engine on my own yet. I really don't want to do it in a junkyard. Let's check out this 3rd gen. All right, so far so good. Hood's down. Seats in there, might work for mine. Oh, look at that. That's probably a 305, maybe a 350, but most likely a 305. TBI with 700 R4. My favorite, absolute favorite transmission. I hate those. Perfect. Door doesn't open. Don't need that anyway. There are a few cars out here that have some parts left to steal. Reacquire. Yeah. I paid the money. I could take any one. But I kind of have my own code where if it's a rebuildable car, I don't want to steal anything off of it because we might actually come back and build another car or two or as many as we can. All right, so interiors here. Seats aren't horrible, but they are horrible for my car. But you know what? There'll be seats. I don't know. I say we call this last ditch effort. Mainly because I don't want a 3rd gen engine in my car, possible. I know it's temporary, I know, but I definitely don't want a 700 R4. TH350 turbo 400. Those will be fine. There's race car. Ooh, BMW. Definite hard pass on that. There's a row of Mustangs. All right, so we've also been told we can go look inside the shop, but we did take a look the other day and there was a small block in there, but it was sitting on its side, probably would run. It's been undercover, but no transmission. And then I spotted this. I found this small block Chevy truck engine, long tube headers, TH350. I doubt the headers will work, and that's a long tail TH350, so we're gonna have to do some work to make a drive shaft fit on that. But it's complete. There's even a carburetor over there and a breather. All right, I have to confess, I actually did a hunt for engine transmission. Actually, Dalton put the word out, it wasn't me. I had every confidence I could shove something in there, but Dalton didn't believe in me. So we found our engine and transmission. It is currently in the junkyard. It's already hooked with a chain hoist. I say we take my roller that steers and we get it moved over here, drop this puppy in, and get it running. There's even a radiator. Well, I did go scavenge through the 3rd gen for one thing, set of bucket seats. Now these aren't right for the car, however they should fit in the car, and that's good enough for now. Oh yeah, it doesn't line up at all with the mounting holes, because this Malibu was a 3-speed on the column, probably a bench seat car. Yeah, test this seat out. It's a little low, but it'll work. Yep, steering wheel's sitting good, gas pedal's just fine, brake. Got my phone here watching the latest episode of Pole Barn Garage where we put containers on the property and built a shop. Just waiting for the tow truck. Honk honk. Oh, the steering's good. So this car has a blue and white interior. These are the rear panels in the back. And it had a white headliner, but then blue dash. I can't tell what color carpet. It was a lighter color, like a tan. That's a cool color combo. I like the blue and white. And to be honest, I'm gonna probably go back to that. I mean, my original car was not that. It was a mixture of blue and black, and there's nothing wrong with upgrading. We upgraded to a 69. We upgraded to GTO parts. We're upgrading everything, so I really like it. I can't wait to drive it. Where's the tow truck? You know, it never fails. You're waiting for a tow truck for hours, and you finally decide, all right, fine, I'm going to just walk off to the store and grab something to drink and maybe a little bite to eat. And you come back, and there they are. Where have you been? I've been waiting all day. What kind of tow operation is this? I don't have brakes, but I do have a GTO brake pedal. I have a GTO accelerator pedal too. Oh Lord, first drive. Should be fun. Yes. So my first drive, this wonderful brake that we just put on here is locked up. I'm a little baffled because we tested it and it did rotate, but it ain't now. So to be able to push it underneath the gantry crane, we need to free it up, and then we should be good to go. But we've got to hurry because we're losing daylight. Wow, he's really stuck. See, all this extra's coming out. Such a good sign. Oh. Houston, we have a problem. This was guaranteed good. I took it right off of a car that was ready to go. It's definitely stuck. Now make sure you adjust your brakes properly, especially when they sit parked for a day and they were rotating the day before. There we go. Full movement now. Switch it up. Oh yeah, they're all coming off. They're completely gone. Alright, so we're going to be doing brakes. We kind of knew that anyway. You guys don't know this, but Jesse's behind the camera and he's an expert on front brakes.
That was uncalled.
Oh, mine are just as bad as yours were, though. What do you think? Look good? You did, yes. Oh, Lord. All right. Well, I don't really want to lose what's left of the hardware. And all the bunched up part that was causing the problems here. Those are really bad. Well, we don't need brakes where we're going. Right now, we're looking for horsepower. So, we know this is coming back off again. So I only get half serious about it. Guys, if you haven't figured out, this is how I learn. I did not go to school to do this. I do have friends that know what they're doing and they do walk me through it, but at the end of the day, I'm just an idiot. I don't really know. So I take stuff apart and figure it out. That's as far as that goes. That's why it was the way it was. It's fine. All right, rated for 2,000 miles or 20 feet, whichever comes sooner. I've got big block power. Perfect. Oh, brakes don't work. Come on. Yeah, that way. Keep going. We're close. That's good. Hold on for a second. Let me see if I can drop it down. Not too far. There we go. Almost. All right. There's a block. Okay. Is it just twisted? Oh, it went down.
Is it on it?
Yep. Nailed it.
Soft handling, boys. I put a lot of small blocks in.
I have not. Well, just like that, you can install an engine in your Junkyard Chevelle. What you have to do is have a lot of patience, a little bit of time, and a Dalton. All right, it's a new day, and yesterday got a little bit out of hand trying to get everything ready to drop this engine in, but I finally got the whole group together. We got the car towed, got the engine in. Now I'm going to start figuring out what's going on with this engine, what it even is other than mystery small block. Here's the biggest problem with trying to assemble car in junkyard. Small block Chevy stuff, hard to find here. There's no fuel pump on this engine. There's no fuel pumps in the yard. Probably wouldn't work anyway. So I went ahead and picked one up. I know it kind of breaks the rules, but I need a fuel pump. The gas tank seems okay, but I've got a borescope. We're going to take a look at that. And then, you know, everything else, water pump, Got to put exhaust on it. Got to put a carb on it. Also, there is no master cylinder for these brakes anywhere in this place that is either intact or functional. So I've got one of those coming. I've got parts for the Buick brakes. I've got parts for the Chevelle brakes. All that's going to be here tomorrow. So today, I think we just need to focus on getting this engine ready to fire up and, I don't know, just see if stuff works. That's kind of where we're at. So here we go. So we didn't have rain in the forecast, but now we do. And it looks like by Saturday, there's a chance we could have some rain. I kind of want to get as much of this put together as possible. So I've got two different things going on. I've got the harness from the Chevelle, which is kind of ate up and destroyed. And then I've got the harness that was on the engine, which is kind of a jumbled mess. And of course the oil sending thing is broke off, which is typical when we manhandle engines. So I'm going to have to probably pull the distributor and yep, maybe have to do an easy out on it. All right, as most of you know, I'm pretty much not an expert on anything automotive, and I'm okay with that. I know I have a garage channel, which it is, and I am working on cars, but I don't know everything. I do know a little, and that little bit has taken me down some pretty awesome paths. So here's what I'm going to do. It does have this aftermarket Y-end intake here. Water neck is pretty much rusted and gone. It's got plumbing stuff in it. Let's just see what all it needs. It's not the engine that I plan on keeping in the car, but this is going to have to get me home. Oh, yeah, see? That's what you want to see. Oh, Lord. The entire intake has this stuff in it. Yeah, this is not good. This valve cover is gorked. It's got smacked at some point. It's definitely leaking, so we need those gaskets. This water pump makes grinding noises. I'm not even risking it. Let's just get it out of here. I wanted to keep this within the budget, and I was $100 away from the budget just buying the car and getting this drivetrain. I blew that today when I ordered brake parts. These brake parts, you know, are completely destroyed because they've been sitting out here for so long. So I am currently $300 over budget. My budget was $1,500 to get this thing out of the junkyard. That included buying the car, getting access to all the parts in the yard, which we're going to get every bit of that money back out in parts. Well, that just fell right off. Nothing, you know, red RTV, gotta love it. Just because of my experience with Fred, I'm going to go ahead and check all the freeze plugs. They're pretty coated in gunk, so we'll assume they're going to be okay. I see nothing that's alarming, and I'm not going to separate the engine and transmission. I can just regret that later. I want to thank Sean for loaning me the ranch wagon. I actually intend on buying it, but he wants to use it for Pole Barn Garage's poverty tour coming up in June. So I'm borrowing it until poverty tour, then he gets it back. And then I think I'm going to just buy it unless he destroys it on poverty tour. Okay, looks like the same one, not crunchy. Should work. You know, I haven't even, oh, that's right, I don't even have dipstick on here. He said that broke off. The trans is there, but it's kind of buggered. And now it's stuck. Okay. Well, this is a basket case engine with a basket case car. All right, typical O'Reilly's fuel pump. Had it on the shelf. And I also don't have bolts, so let me go find bolts and I'll be back. All right, it took a little searching, but I did finally find the bolts. That's the problem with not having a bunch of small block Chevys laying around. I'm a double gasket guy. It comes with two, so I assume that means they want me to use both of them. So we'll get these in place. Dear Lord, let's hope it goes in. All right, let's start out I didn't bring Croyle, so I'm borrowing Dalton's PB Blaster. Get up in there. See if we can't work that loose. I feel like the fuel pump rod has had time to soak, so let's take the little cover off and see what we got here. Yeah, that frees it right up. Perfect. Oh yeah, dead nuts. That's perfect. And this kit that Steve got came with gaskets and bolts. I just found the bolts, so we'll be able to get those put in. But let's go ahead and do the spark plugs first while we got them out. Which means I have to find a spark plug socket. This is the problem of not bringing my own tools. All right, it took me a minute to find one, but I finally found one. Yes, I know. I should just get my own tool set out here. And I will. Soon enough. I'd love to say go to buffsgarage.com and order merch so that I could go buy one, but I won't be home for a bit. And I don't think that's fair to you guys to ask you to buy merch when I won't be home to fulfill it. All right, I got the spark plugs out, but before I go get the new ones, I want to just test fit this and see how it's going to work. Well, 3 out of 6 ain't bad. I need to get a wrench to get this one. My socket won't fit. But all in all, they're not the worst headers in the world. They are Chinese, so 10 millimeter. Just gotta love that. But it's in there. It's not hitting anything. Probably should have pulled all that wiring for the starter before I did this. But I could still get to it. All right. So the other one I'm going to have to cut up to make work. I'll do that in a bit. We'll get that one installed. I really just need spark plugs. And then we got to start figuring out the distributor, figure out what carb I've got. I got a carburetor that I brought from home. I got another carburetor that was sitting here in the yard. And if it works, then I'm good to go, and I'm into it for no dollars. So I'm going to also look around for this other valve cover. I haven't seen one yet because, again, not a lot of small block Chevys, but I'll keep my eye open. Also need an oil dipstick. I thought I found one. Turns out it was for the wrong year of small block. And it was on this side, not that side. All right, I'm gonna go search for more parts, then I'll be back. So it looks like I haven't moved, but I did. I went and looked for parts, found what I could, but I'm just to the point I'm gonna have to go to the parts store. So I thought I'd go ahead and check and see what's hiding behind this valve cover. I'm gonna have to get gaskets anyway. Oh. Okay. Not horrible. All right, I know I need a new one of those, but, you know, it's, well, yeah, never mind. A little bit of sludge, but also it looks like some material because there was no air breather on the back. Now that's pretty sludgy. It's not as bad as the Chevy Love, but it's definitely there. But you know what? I think it's good enough. I say we get it running, which requires me to go get those spark plugs. And then, I'll see what it does. All right, I made it back from the parts store. Spent way too much money, but you know, what are you gonna do? But my budget has definitely escalated. Hopefully they're the right ones. We kind of shot for like a 74-ish, 350. They look similar to the plugs I pulled. Well, what's left of them. Most of them are broken. One of the fun things about coming out west here is get recognized a lot. We got recognized at dinner last night. I got recognized at the parts store today. It's kind of neat. I haven't really gotten used to it yet. Now I know in certain situations there can be clearance issues with headers. I did not take that into consideration when I bought these, so yeah, it is what it is. Hopefully it's not a problem. And this whole side is just caked with oil and mud. It is quite unpleasant. Why don't I just hose it off? Why don't I use Super Clean? Well, Super Clean ain't got us hooked up out here in the desert yet, and can't hose it off because there's no water here in the junkyard. All right, I got the plugs in, losing daylight fast. So I've got to do a few things to get all this wrapped up for tonight. I want to be able to put it on top dead center so I could drop in a points distributor, This HEI one's fine, I guess, but it's missing parts and I don't have the parts, but I got a points distributor here with everything I need. So instead of losing my daylight and in the middle of all this, I'm just going to wrap it up for tonight. I got parts coming tomorrow and a whole other day to get stuff done. So let's do the wrong thing and see if we can't make it turn over with the starter. All right, let's hope that it's wired correctly. Try again. All right. Now what we need to do is, well, everything else. So we know that the starter works. That's awesome. We will get the distributor dropped, get the plug wires in, all that going first thing in the morning. But for now, Denny's is calling my name. I'm getting pretty hungry. So I'm going to pack all this stuff up, come back in the morning. All right, well, I said I was leaving, but sun isn't down yet. And all the excitement of hearing it turn over, I decided to go ahead and put the engine top dead center. Took a screwdriver, put it in the first hole there, turned the engine over until not only did my mark line up, but also it pushed the screwdriver out. So let's take this HEI one out. It's amazing to me that just a couple days ago, this was just a shell sitting in the yard and it's getting really close to firing. There we go. Oh, there we go. It was fighting me quite a bit, so I switched to the heavy duty tool. I have nothing against HEI, but I do love the beauty of points. So we have our points distributor. We're going to set it somewhere in this vicinity, and hopefully it's right. I've only done this a few times. Quite a few in Mopar land, but not so much small block Chevy. I have, but just not a lot. Oh. Yeah. We're not into that. There we go. Now, when I acquired this points distributor, I found a distributor cap with wires already attached. So, you know, I'm just going to use them. There we go. And there's a couple of coils out here in the yard, and I'm just going to find one that hopefully produces spark, and we're going to use it. I was missing 2 wires, so I stole these from Dalton. He'll figure out why his car's not running later. While Dalton and Jesse are over there trying to get his engine to come back to life the hard way, I'm going to just see if anything happens when I touch a bunch of wires together. All right, it was rather unspectacular. So I'm going to go ahead and get a piece of sandpaper and try to clean up these points a little bit. Oh yeah, these points look fairly new, which in itself is alarming, which means something else could be wrong. But it could just be the points. We'll give them a fighting chance here. We do have another unknown coil that was also just laying on the ground. Starting to believe that unknown coils may not be any good. Oh, there we go. Yep, now we're getting a little bit. All right, let's try this again. You don't like galloping?
It's just got a dead hole, it's fine.
That makes sense. Dalton's over in the peanut gallery telling me I'm galloping, which you can hear it. Just means I got a dead hole. With these wires, I'm not surprised. Alright, Dalton's battery's probably not much better, but we're going to try it anyway just to see. He used my battery yesterday, and then I never charged it, so it didn't have a lot of life left after. Ooh, we are already sparking. Let's see if we can get a good connection here.
Nice headers you got. I've never seen any with that thick of a flange there.
Oh, that's not mine. No, those are Steve's.
Oh.
I did pay him before he left, but... Flush those cylinders.
Go if you had a battery.
All right, well, we went through 2 batteries, but you can hear it's trying to go. So I am not unhappy. This was just an experiment. I still got to get shorty plugs, even though I just bought brand new plugs. And I'll go ahead and get a new set of wires since half of these are garbage. And we're going to charge some batteries tonight. So all in all, it wasn't a completely unsuccessful day. It was very slow moving, but it'll run. With Dalton's help and Jesse's help, it's going to run. Sun's going down, and in the desert, it gets cold. So, see you tomorrow. All right, it's a new day, and I just got word that the weather is about to turn to crap in the next, well, couple days. So I've got about a day to wrap up as much as I can on this, just so I can see if it'll do something. Like, I want to hear this engine run. I'd like to get the fuel system working and maybe even a drive shaft. I know it's a lot to ask in one day, but I'm running out of time. I want to get the video out to you guys, but at the same time, I don't really want to work in the rain, and that's where we're at. Yes, I know, we could go use the shop, but the whole point of this was to build it out of the junkyard, so I'm committed. Well, they're having good success over there. Truly trying to compete against the great Pobon Garage is, well, it's just not something I can do. I can work with him. I can't work against him. The guy's good. He's knowledgeable. He's fast. Which is why I'm going to use him to help me with mine. Well, I noticed when Dalton was looking around for different parts, he could not find a carburetor for his vehicle, which guaranteed I wasn't going to find one for mine. So I went ahead and brought this one from home. I know I didn't really find it in the junkyard, but I know it's going to work right out of the box. I already had it, so there's no extra expense into it. It was just sitting on the shelf waiting for the next vehicle. And with the big block coming, it's not going to stay on the carb. This is a smaller carburetor, perfect for this little small block. I think it's not cheating if you already own it. If I had to go buy it today, it might be different. But ask O'Reilly's, I did not buy this today. Didn't even get it from O'Reilly's. I bought this Icon set yesterday just so I wouldn't have to keep robbing off of Dalton. And I will say this ratchet is the worst ratchet I have ever used in my life. About every other turn, it hangs up. Whether it's going off or on, you can see it's hanging up. It's garbage. And yes, I will take it back. But I'm guessing the next one will be like that too. Dalton bought one and used it once and it broke. I don't know. People say Icon is basically the ripoff of Snap-on. And so if that's what Snap-on is, y'all can keep it. Garbage. All right, you guys just missed it, but there was a loud boom, like a sonic boom. I also found a valve cover just laying on the ground. It's not the best. I do have gaskets, but just make sure this is going to be the right one. With the carburetor on, I've got all my plug wires on. Yep, everybody's doing their thing. I say we give it another shot and just see what happens. Got a little gasoline. Wish I had my mustard bottle. All right. Well, that should be enough to immediately catch fire and cause all kinds of chaos. I don't believe we're hitting on all 8. Well, all right, I guess we just need to hook up a fuel system now and really have some fun with it. Well, I've looked all over this yard for a piece of fuel line. I just needed something that was long enough, that's not rock hard or brittle, and I found nothing. So, Dalton from Pole Barn Garage is right over there. They're head down working on a wagon project. So I'm going to sneak over there and steal some of his 3/8 fuel line. In my defense, I went to both O'Reilly's today, and neither one had fuel line because he bought them out. He buys it by the 25-foot roll. So, in my mind, I'm stealing back what should have been mine. I don't know if he saw me, but it doesn't matter now because I'm faster than him. Probably not, but who cares? Got the fuel hose. With fuel hose acquired, we can now run this from our fuel pump to our carburetor. I also sealed up none of the vacuum ports, so I can't imagine why it was running funny. I'm going to go ahead and throw this clear fuel filter in here that came with the carburetor. That'll just let me know what's going on. We can always upgrade it later. I like the clear ones for diagnosing and the metal ones for like full time and driving and not melting and dying. All right, I noticed one of the plug wires was off, so I think I got that remedied. Let's hope that's the problem and not that I have something internally wrong with my vehicle. The sun's coming out though, but we're running out of time to get done before the rain and snow hits. It's magic time. All right, we're going to just play with the timing a little bit. I'm not convinced that everything is just right because we've got things just kind of hacked together here, but I want to try to get it to idle and be happier and not spit fuel out of the carb. Well, the sun's out, so guns are out. let's take advantage of that and see if we can't make this thing do something a little more substantial. Well, before I could even go ask for help, Dalton curiously wandered over, and everything looked okay from my standpoint, other than I am missing one nut on this carburetor because I didn't find one laying around and didn't come with the carburetor. So he thinks it's valves. Now, I've never dealt with valves before. I mean, I know what they are, but I've just never done anything with them. So I guess it's the time to learn. It's here in the junkyard when I've got to have this thing done and out of here. And also, new dipstick doesn't show a lot of oil. But that's because it sat on its side and it probably all leaked out. All right, on today's episode, I'm going to learn how to do valves. I've literally never done them in my life. Dalton said it's a learning process and it's going to take a while. I have every confidence that if I have questions, he will answer them. But in the meantime, I have no idea what I'm doing. So I'm going to try to Google it and get everything in position to adjust them, because we're getting compression pushing fuel back up out the intake. It's not a backfire. And I don't know why that is. It's this mystery small block. So who knows? Something might be plugged. I just don't know. It tried to run. It's just not running right. So we're going to figure this out. Oh my gosh. It looks like he has his wagon moving. All right, from what I'm reading, you want to make sure you're on the compression stroke for the specific cylinder you're working on. And you want to be able to turn these by hand, like that. And then you want to just tighten till they kind of start to get a little bit stiff. They're not really turning. Back it off just a hair. There you go. And you do both sides, and you go through and you turn over the engine until you hit each one in series with the timing, and they should all be tightened down and ready to go. Now, I did adjust the valves. Not sure if I did it right. I'm just good with how it is right now. It's part of learning, I guess, is trying to figure it out. I mean, having friends to ask is helpful, but at the end of the day, you're never going to learn if somebody else does it for you. So it was time consuming, but I'm losing my beautiful daylight and the storm is a-coming. So I have a couple of choices. I can scrap the idea of driving it out of the junkyard and take it back to PBG West, where I will have cover. But it's also supposed to be like 30 degrees. And I don't care if I'm under cover or not, that's cold. It's not supposed to stay that way. We just might have to delay this a couple of days, come back to it. So with that in mind, I'm going to try to get as much done as I can today in the junkyard, and then tuck this thing back so that it's not in view of anything. Cover it up with whatever I can find to protect it. I mean, it's been sitting here a long time. This engine's been outside, so it should be fine. I went ahead and put new valve cover gaskets on because the old ones were pretty much destroyed. Like I said, I found this valve cover just laying around, and that gives me a place to fill my oil, which I noticed wasn't coming out of my broken off sending unit. And now that I have a new dipstick, which I couldn't find here, I had to buy one at O'Reilly's, I realized I have no oil in this thing, and I was trying to run it. So let's get some oil back in it, and then we'll test it out. Now, normally I'm a man of impeccable taste, and I get the O'Reilly's diesel oil, but this Mobile Delvac definitely has diesel vehicles on there. It was cheaper than anything else when I went to buy oil. So that's what we're using. Unknown motor gets whatever oil I find. It's probably about a quart low. It's got an old Fram filter on there, but we're just going to call it good until we know what's happening with the engine. I wonder if my spark plug wires ever showed up, because these won't stay on. Those points are still working. Okay, we have oil pressure. Perfect. But it did fire up. It sounded pretty decent right about there. So we're going to fix our oil pressure issue, and then we're going to come back and start experimenting with our engine and our timing. We got oil pressure. I'm so excited. While I'm waiting on Dalton to get back, there's no reason to just sit here and wait. So the dipstick tube for the transmission is really messed up. Like, it's not good. And the ones that you buy from the store aren't great. The good thing is there was a little bit of red on there, so it doesn't smell burnt either. We're gonna have to get a dipstick tube. Well, I found this drive shaft laying over there, and I think it's the right yoke, even though it looks weird. Worst case scenario, that third gen over there has 700R4, which should be the right yoke, and we can just change out the U-joints. But I think this is going to be too long, but it's tapered, so I might be able to sleeve one inside the other and cut it down. And it's missing a cap. Perfect. Well, it's rather disappointing to see one of my junkyard tires is losing air. I'm sure we can just top it off and it'll be fine. And I don't actually mind working in the dirt as long as there's not a hidden cactus, especially if I don't get a fistful of dirt down my crack. That's disappointing. Speaking of disappointing, I don't know that that yoke's gonna work. Let's see what else I can find. While Dalton was out, I had him pick up this screw extractor kit. The one I got was a little too small, like an easy out. I went ahead and drove it down into the oil sending unit passage, and then this particular one I sized it up for a 12-point socket. It's 3/8. Was able to slowly back it out, and there it is. All right, with the oil leak fixed, or well, slowed down at least, let's give this a shot, see what it's going to do, so we can jump to the next thing. Still need to adjust the timing, but it's doing it. I think that'll do. Well, yes, I did just fix that mystery small block Chevy. And I have no idea what I'm doing, so take this as a lesson that you can come out here and fumble around and eventually figure something out. All right, let's find a drive shaft. Now, I think this Pontiac Le Mans still has a drivetrain under it. I see an engine. There's a transmission and a rear end, so there's likelihood of having a drive shaft. So we're gonna jack this guy up and see what's going on underneath. It's still in there, as well as some kind of furry animal. Hey, little animal. I don't know what you are, but you need to come out. Have to use my desert pry tool here because it's kind of stuck, and that's okay. We can get it. Yep. Come on, baby. Save me them caps so I don't have to buy any right now. There we go. Drive shaft success. Now let's go see if that'll fit. With my newfound drive shaft, I'm going to test this yoke and see if that works. And if it does, then I'm going to measure what the drive shaft length needs to be. Since we're running this long tail transmission, it's definitely going to have to get shortened. But we're going to try it, and if it's too long, we'll cut it down tonight. Hey, other drive shaft, I don't need you. I appreciate your effort, but you can go now. There it is. Come on, baby. Holy crap. Holy crap. I know you can't probably see this, but it fits. Holy crap. It fits. It is real close. All right, I'm gonna have to borrow the jack to get this in. All right, so I tried to get that drive shaft to go in, and it fits, but the brackets for the Pontiac Ventura over there don't work in the 68 Chevelle. I need the U style, like a U-bolt. So I'm gonna have to go pick those up, and as you can see, we've reached the end of our broadcast day. All right, we've got rain, snow, cold in the forecast, so I gotta wrap up and get out of here, but you know what, just for fun, let's fire this thing up one more time. Hey, look, even the transmission's pumping what's left of the fluid. That's a win. That's a win, guys. I also went just on the other side of the junkyard. I don't know if this counts or not, but I don't really care. But look at what I found. And now it's starting to look like a car again. That is so cool. Those are not repops. Those are off of another guy's 69 Chevelle who just restored his, and he had these left over. And here they are. They're not perfect, but neither is the car. So here we are at sundown. I think we did pretty good. We'll see how the weather is tomorrow, but otherwise it may be a couple days till I come back. Whew. You know, technically I haven't failed yet. I had a week and I've got 3 days left to be within a 7-day week, 1 day to be in the 5-day week. And honestly, I get the transmission cooler, radiator, and a few other little things, and we're ripping this sucker around. Sun's gone behind the mountains. Time to go get some food. Well, a couple of days down for the rain actually turned into 5 days, and we got snow. A lot of snow. It's actually melted since then because it's been 5 days. So we had 2 days of pretty much solid rain, then it snowed, and we've been fighting the weather ever since. The poor Chevelle here has just been sitting here getting pummeled, and all I wanted to do was finish a couple of things and drive this thing out of here. So here we are delayed, and the car is not ready to drive home yet. So this seems like it might be kind of solid right now because it's frozen. but it's supposed to hit 51 degrees today, and with that, that means this is going to be slop. So my goal this morning is to try to find the last few bits to get the drive shaft finished and rig up some kind of shifter, and I'm going to try to move it up closer to the old building up there where there's gravel, so at least I'm not rolling around in the mud. So off to find some parts. It has officially become soup. So walked up by that building, and laying just outside the door was a couple of these U-bolts, and of course, because it's a desert, the nuts just come off by hand, because of course they do. It's the desert. Even with all this rain and snow, I somehow found the parts that I need. So now, since it's nice and sloppy, I'm gonna see if I can't crawl under this thing and even see if these fit the car. They may fit a whole different vehicle and I could be screwed, but they're the only ones I saw. So we're gonna give it a shot. I wish I could get a jack under this thing, but it's too muddy. They say misery loves company, so you guys are here for the ride. Let's see if I can even reach it without having a jack on it. Well, I can reach them, but the old straps I tried are kind of wedged in there. I knew they probably weren't right, but I tried to get them started and I failed. Didn't work. So I need to try to fish those out of there first. Well, we kind of got kicked out of Harbor Freight, so we have now upgraded to Tractor Supply, but the yard has now turned to complete soup. That beautiful ball just basically said, yeah, we're done with winter, and immediately melted all of the snow. The ground was already saturated with rain anyway, and then we added all this melted snow on top, which is awesome, except you see, it's almost impossible to get around. So it's unsafe to put a jack under the car and work under it. A few hours to make this thing drive over to drier land over there. Well, all right, I went ahead and cleared out an area here for me to bring the car up, but unfortunately, we're physically sinking every step, and we could probably prop a bunch of crap under the car to get the car jacked up, but at this point, the jack is actually sunk under that car that Dalton's working on, so I didn't bring another jack. At this point, I have everything prepared to get the car up here. We probably got another day or so before it dries up, and yes, I'm not going to wait that long, but we'll see how this part goes. I'll go shoot some video and help them get that car going, but it's not going anywhere. It's not going to drive because it's just too muddy. Suburban, literally getting stuck in gravel right now, so it might be just one more day to get the Chevelle out of here. All right, another day and more slop, but I'm done waiting. I'm gonna throw a bunch of stuff under the car. We're gonna get this thing jacked up as safely as possible and get it all together, figure out how to make it shift, and then I'm gonna drive it right over there to the concrete and do some brakes because this car's driving out of here. Well, I found a piece of old siding off of a torn down shed, crawled under there, finally got the drive shaft in, and now all I gotta do is run some wiring to the inside to give me on, off, and start, and then we need to top off the trans fluid, figure out a shifter, and then we're gonna drive it over there. I set the seat outside to dry, and I've got my quickie wiring set up that I got from Amazon, super cheap, cheaper than buying the individual switches and buttons. And I kind of figured this was going to be an issue before I realized there was a key switch in here, so I could go through and actually wire all that up, but for now we're going to do this. So I've ran my wires that I need through the dash. There's battery, ignition for my coil, and my start. So we're going to hook these up to the switch and see if we can't at least make things happen inside the car. And there we have it. That should make everything work. Let's go get a battery and test it. Well, I don't quite have a battery box yet, so I've got the battery just kind of balancing on the frame here to keep it from falling off on our short little drive. I dug around and found this ratchet strap that seems to still ratchet. It's not in great shape, but I didn't bring one, so this is what we got to work with. It's ratcheted on. I was worried I broke it for a second there, but it hasn't fallen off. It's good enough for me. Let's hook up power and see if we can make this work. Make a note that the cheap Amazon switch panel that doesn't come with instructions, the instructions you can actually look up on Amazon, but if you wire it the way it says to wire it on Amazon, it doesn't work. So let's just see if it does anything if I just touch wires together. Yeah, touching wires together works. All right, with some kind of ignition system and starter switch, we now need to figure out fuel. So we know the fuel pump works, but we don't just have a jug to carry, and the only boat tank is currently on the wagon over there. So rather than steal away from their progress, I'm gonna see how my fuel tank looks because it seems to be intact. There is a line running all the way to the front here. And I did bring my little boroscope tool, so let's go take a look. I want to thank Depths Tech for sending me the boroscope tool. It's dirty because we've been using it on other projects. Let's go ahead and give their tool a shot, look into this tank and see what we're working with. Oh, did I mention it has a flexi tip? It's kind of handy. All right. Bit of dirt right there. There's the sock and the pickup. It's completely clean. I cannot complain. So I guess let's do the wrong thing. Hook up some rubber line up at the front into the fuel pump and see what happens. All right, I got the line right there. It's a little worse for wear on the end, but it exists. So let's go ahead, shoot a little brake clean in there. Well, it's going somewhere. Well, it was going somewhere, and now it seems to be clogged, which I'm not actually surprised at all. Even though the tank is clean, the line's been sitting with crap in it, all clogged up. So, I guess I gotta crawl under the back, try to find where that line comes out, and maybe run fuel hose all the way up. Or I just wait a little bit, the sun's going down, go home, get a boat tank, because there is one back at the house, and go that route. But nah, I'm just gonna get under there. Well, I don't have enough rubber fuel line to run from here to the front anyway, and honestly, losing daylight. I don't have another option for a fuel tank right now, so we're just gonna put fuel in it. The tank looks clean. We can always drop it later. Here's the deal, if it doesn't work, well, then I just wasted a lot of time putting gas in it. Brake clean, for sure. Yep, can't prime that line, can't blow through it. Definitely clogged. So without a secondary fuel line, we're kind of screwed for now. I went to buy 25 foot of fuel line from the O'Reilly's, and guess what? They didn't have it. They didn't even have a foot. And I went to a couple different parts stores, nobody had it. So we're in this dilemma of not having what we need to finish the build, and there's only so much here in the yard we can find. So I'm going to go look for some hard fuel line and see if we can't scavenge something together. All right, so last night I was fighting with the fuel system, trying to get the fuel line unplugged, and long story short, ended up having to try to drop the tank, and in the process ended up snapping off the bolts that hold the straps up for the fuel tank. Now the advantage is I can now probably get to that little build sheet if that's what it is under the tank, but now I got to go find some bolts to put the tank back up after I swap the fuel line out. Not sure exactly where it's plugged, but this is a problem for another day. Let's just get it functioning. We can always fix it later. So off to find parts. Well, I'm back to the blue 4-door Chevelle that we stole the rear end out of before. There's a few other little goodies I might want to get off of this thing, but not right now. I'm pretty sure it still has a gas tank under it, and that will give us the bolts we need to fix the 69 that I broke. I mean, if I hadn't had to drop the tank, you know, but here we are. So it's still pretty muddy. Seems to dry up in the afternoons, but then somehow overnight it miraculously is mud again. It's funny how that works, you know, nature. But it's not gonna get done with me up here, so I guess it's time to get muddy. At least it's conveniently off the ground. Well, back under my car, I can see I forgot this was dropped down so far. Get wedged in here. Well, I take it back. There wasn't a build sheet. I thought I saw something that resembled paper hanging over, but it was not a build sheet. Darn it. That's okay. You can always get those remade if you want. I don't. The whole point of taking all that off was to get to this. It was kind of wedged in there. I couldn't reach it. Now we can access that. See if we can draw some fluid through it and get it to the front of the car. Now, we were warned by the locals that once the sun came out and everything started warming up, that it was going to start getting windy. And they aren't kidding. I guess it's God's way of just drying everything out. A little bit of sun, a little bit of wind. Yeah, there we go. Come on. All right, with the new hose clamp down, got 25 foot of line that should run me all the way to the front. Well, that took way too long to put that gas tank back in, and it just goes to show you I really have never done this before for this kind of car. So it's a procedure. You got to put this in and then tip it and then wedge it, and then one side goes in, then the other side pops out, and you have to get it just right. And then of course you got to get those stupid clip nuts back up in there. And anyway, tank's in, hoses ran, and in the meantime Dalton found me a license plate. Kind of makes you think of a certain Chevelle, which this isn't. All right, let's go ahead and unroll our new fuel line. While I was digging around in different piles looking for nuts and bolts and all kinds of things, I found this whole tub. I had to pour the water out, but it is full of zip ties. So we're going to use all these found zip ties, tie up our fuel line, and then I'm ready to drive this thing up to the concrete. And finally, after all the struggle, we have a hose running from our gas tank to our fuel pump. Still not pulling up fuel. It's got a long way to go though. All right, I've been struggling for 2 days to get everything figured out, just to drive it up to the stupid concrete up there. So I just said, screw it. Stole the idea from Pole Barn Garage, and I actually stole his fuel tank there. And I'm just gonna be done. I'm just done. This better work. Brand new fuel pump's bad. I'm gonna try to prime the line a little bit, but I have a feeling the fuel pump's just not fuel pumping. Hey, but the car started up. Let's try that again. All right, now we're pumping a little bit of fluid. That's good. We need to cap off our transmission cooler lines, fill up the transmission, figure out a way to shift it, and get it the heck out of this spot. Now we've got to figure out how to make a shifter. And I couldn't find one in the yard, and I don't really have the funds to buy another one. And you guys, if you've watched my past videos, you know I don't have a lot of luck with shifters anyway. Kind of looks shifter-like. I don't know if that'll work. So Dalton found this big old chunk of metal. It's got a hook on the end. There we go. Not sure if it's going to ever put it back in park, but I bet it puts it in drive.
First, does it go the other way?
Oh, yeah, that worked really well. Or not at all. Well, that shifter didn't work either. And I think there is one in the yard that I might be able to dig out and make work, but I'm just kind of done messing with it. I'm ready to do something other than sit here. So, no brakes, no problem. We'll just shut it off and hope we don't die. Made it! You think about how long this Chevelle has sat in this yard, stripped of all of its parts, and it's probably going on at least 40 years or longer. This wasn't a bad car. It was a 1969 Chevelle Malibu, 2-door. It had a 3-speed column shift. Granted, we had a little delay in weather, but within about a week, we've got this thing running, and it drove. There's no brakes. There's a whole lot of car left to do, but I'm pretty happy. Like, this car's been frustrating for me. It was supposed to be my dream build, the thing that was going to get me that feeling of nostalgia from when I had my first 68 Chevelle. Well, this ain't it. This has been a complete build from the ground up, literally. So, a little flashback to show you what we started with. And in about 6 working days, this car is now on the pavement where I'm going to disassemble all the hubs, do the brakes, get the whole car put back together with doors, windshield, all of that. And you're going to see that right here on the next episode of Buff's Garage. Thanks for watching. Oh, don't forget to hit up the merch. I'll be home soon and I'll fill your orders. Thanks again. Wire?
Freaking whole roll of wire just laying in the dirt.
That should assemble my whole car.
Shoot.